there's been a few guys like Jonathan Haidt writing about it, a few scholars that are really attempting to like say, hey, what's the sociological and what is the long term consequences of this happening also in human history, growing up on social media, never been done before. We don't know what that's like. Like, what is it going to change in terms of empathy, acceptance of violence, which is a completely brand new thing on the left. Acceptance and celebration of gun violence never happened before when I was a kid. It never existed. No one from the left ever celebrated anybody getting assassinated. Ever. It just wasn't a thing.
It's so crazy, man. And you're talking about like language as well. Like we have the leader of the Green Party in the UK, new guys coming through. He's very popular with people on the left, or on that side of the left anyway. And it's been what? How long has it been since Charlie Kirk was assassinated? Like a month? Right. Far-right people, just like Nigel Farage, is a Nazi, is a fascist, and you go, and we've discussed this so many times with you, man. It's like when you call people these words, like if you and I and Francis thought the Nazis were here to take over, we'd all fight them. So what do you expect people to do when you're putting a target on people? You'll see anything.
Dead.
Effectively differences, weaponize it by calling these people just political, more conservative, calling these people the enemy of humanity. I'm very scared.
It is very, I'm one of the people that has gone along with a lot of protests. There's a lot of wild people there.
Oh yeah, you've done some great interviews in those protests. Yeah, it's just when they're confronted with the person who's actually asking the questions, it's remarkable how few people know why they're there. They don't know. Like when you get into specifics, it's kind of I understand why they responded the way they did, but it is absolutely fascinating. It shows you what just shows you how much things that aren't big on the shit. So what happened this guy was this is rights. Yeah, like you guys like it's human rights is a big problem. And they're like, yes, absolutely. He goes, what about 4 fetuses in the womb? Everybody walks away. Everybody was like, that's not human. He goes to everybody, and he looks like hippie, So he's like, so you guys are for sure for human rights? Like, oh yeah, human rights is why we're here. We believe in human rights for everyone. Yes. What about unborn babies? And you see this look on their. It's almost like everybody's under a spell. Yeah, like some evil.
They are.
Yes, this is the guy. Yeah, this is them. This is them. Check this out. This is one. I love him. Can you refresh? Yeah. Okay.
For everybody? What about the unborn? Everybody? Even people in the womb?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. For everybody, right? Yeah. Even the unborn? Unborn in the womb. Yeah. No right to them. Human rights. For everybody, right? The unborn?
Nazi lives don't matter, it says on that guy's shirt. That's his screaming. Yeah, Nazi lives don't matter. Who is that guy giving me some props? What is the channel? TheSurvivors.us. That's J.
I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, you only have 704 followers. That's how
He's going to have a few more now.
more now. That was very fun. I mean, look,
That guy's nodding along. You can see he's like ready for the next yes.
that's such a good trick. It's such a good trick, but it's so weird.
Oh,
It's so weird. It's like, I watch it now, no nuance there. No nuance.
I don't remember if you played this when we were here last. I went to a protest, and there's a lot of people there who interested to make an appointment. There was this group of 6 young kids, and I walked up to them, and they had a sign that says something socialist intifada, right? And I was like, I don't know what socialist intifada means. So I said, what does that mean? And he was like, sorry, if I'm being honest, I picked up the sign over there. And I went, do any of you know what intifada means? And none of them, intifada is an armed uprising. That's what it means, right?
What do you think, like, AI defines
Let's find out.
socialism? AI evolves. Let's ask complexity. Complexity evolves. Socialist.
How sweet was that?
Yeah.
say that it's an uprising, and others might see it as blah blah blah, and you're like,
How does complexity define it, Jamie? How do you define socialist intifada?
Int-I-fada.
you see, we're in Britain, we know how to spell that word. So,
That word doesn't get chucked around a lot out here.
every day we come out, it's the intifada. It's like, what's it? You know what I mean? Like,
People hear about it on Twitter and they go, I don't know what they're talking about. So just scroll down.
come to Britain, you'll find out we're great.
What do we got? Here it is. Socialist intifada combines two distinct ideas: the Arabic concept of intifada, and the political ideology of socialism. So the meaning of intifada means shaking off or uprising in Arabic, and historically refers to popular resistance movements, particularly the Palestinian uprising against Israel occupation in 1987 and 2000. It denotes collective rebellion, often led by the oppressed, using acts of and sometimes violence to resist injustice and occupation. Interesting. Also, often led by the oppressed is so interesting.
It's an interesting addition, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an interesting addition. Seems like that's human. That's a human addition to this thing. You know, socialist intifada refers to the framing of the uprising not merely as a national liberation struggle, but as a class-based social revolution. Marxist and socialist movements view such an intifada as a mass movement of workers and a using class struggle methods. Send in the tsunami. Right now, send in the tsunami and make people live off fish that they have to catch for just a month, and all this shit goes away. Just give me something.
Yeah.
Give me a small asteroid. Give me something. Give me something. Give me an alien invasion. Just give me something to fucking shake these kids by the collar. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up and live your life. You're not living your life, and you're fucking up everybody else's life. Listen, it's the school season again. Which means our kids are in school. Parents and kids are in school. Fucking excellent gyms, kids are in school. Okay, now's the time to be proactive. Is the daily health drink that helps me stay one scoop ahead of the demand for the season. One scoop first thing in the morning, and you know you're starting your day with real momentum. AG1's power is in its ingredients. There's more than 75 ingredients, including antioxidants, minerals, probiotics, and functional mushrooms to support your immune system. And you may be thinking, yeah, I'll jump into this when I'm getting back in the swing of things in the new year. But AG1 makes it simple to kickstart your daily routine now and stay ahead. And that's why I've partnered with them for so long. So
We don't
support
have
your
much
energy,
time.
gut health,
You've heard the
daily
name
nutrition,
before.
immune health, and more
Michael
with
Myers.
AG1. If you use my link, you'll
Thought
also get a
dead.
free bottle of
Thought gone.
AG-D3K2
But he's
and
back.
AG1 welcome
3
kit,
nights ago,
plus a
we
few
got
bonus
reports.
AG1 travel
Suburban
packs.
home.
Just head to
Family torn apart. Same mask.
drinkag1.com/Joe Rogan to get
Same
started
pattern.
and try
No
all
mistakes.
4 flavors for
It's
yourself.
him.
That's
We traced him. Witnesses spotted him moving through this industrial zone. Warehouses, tunnels, abandoned housing blocks. He's hiding there, waiting. You know how he works. He doesn't run. He doesn't speak. He just keeps coming. And once he's marked you, he doesn't stop. Your job is simple. Go in, secure the area, find out if the sightings are real. If they are, you won't have long before he finds you. There's a car waiting outside. It'll take you to the site.
Yeah, they're being paid.
From here on out,
They're part of an NGO.
you're on your
They're
own.
part of something. They're part of something that's decided that this is a good idea to get these students to be engaged in these things. And it's funded. That's what's weird.
When I went to, we had protests that I'm sure you saw, which were about illegal immigration. People would protest outside of like illegal immigration.
All right, I've reached the perimeter. It's quiet, a bit too quiet.
Stay focused. You need to get inside and confirm if he's here. Look for anything out of the ordinary. Signs, tools left behind, security logs, anything.
Copy. I'll check the surroundings and find a way in.
When you dig deep, it's organized by all these very well-named organizations, you know, Stand Up to Racism or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you dig deeper, and it's the Revolutionary Socialist Workers' Party or whatever behind it.
And this is all the stuff that Mike Pence covered. All that stuff's being funded by USAID. is true. It's like, this is crazy.
And the leverage
So
you can
much
get
money.
now is so easy. You don't actually need a lot. Like, for example, do you know a group called Extinction Rebellion?
Control, I'm inside the building.
Copy that. Move carefully. Search for any signs he's been here. We need confirmation fast.
Understood. Starting my sweep.
Massive issue, net zero, etc.
Yes.
Which is, I think, a terrible idea. But anyway, we have this movement called Extinction Rebellion. I went to one of their protests. There was literally 40 people there. But if you have a protest with 40 people and you film it and you put it on social media, no one can know it's 40 people.
You just hear a lot of noise and see people and people are outraged.
Yeah, people are outraged. This is a big movement, you know, the public really, and all this other stuff. So the leverage you can get with a very, very small amount of money and a small number of young, impressionable people is powerful. And then it goes on social media where it's stripped of the context, and suddenly we all believe this thing is real, right? When it's 40 people.
And then when you also have to take into account, if you go into a room with 100 people, at least one of them is a fucking idiot. So if you're being really generous.
Yeah.
So if you're in a country of 30 plus million people, we don't really know. That's at least 3 million idiots. So it's not hard to get 100,000 retards holding signs, walking on the street, and especially when they get older. Because as people get older, they generally slow down, and they don't think as well. And if you look at a lot of these No Kings protests,
You can't be here.
you're seeing
He took them
geriatric people
one by
on
one.
sides. So you
You
got
need to be
old
prepared for meeting other workers in there
but
that will be in worse shape than me.
This, the end, they're just looking for anything to get them out of the house. They're watching The Price is Right. They've already seen that one. And they're like, let's just join in on the note with their, we shouldn't have a king. Next thing you know, they're out there. Yeah. And you can get 100,000 of those easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Especially if you got a lot of money. And you're organizing, get on Facebook, get involved. Get violence and all of that. It's like, this is part of the show. That's what I can know.
And it's also as well, you know what I find really fascinating from a psychological perspective is leaves and chance. In that you go to these protests, you watch, and it's all about chance and you. And what's so powerful is the chance, right? And they, it almost becomes musical, and the crowd just picks up the form of the chants. But you look at what the chants actually mean, and most of the times they're utterly nonsensical. Like there was one which was, "We won't be free until Palestine is free." And you go, what does that actually mean? What does that actually? Are you not free? I think this is not in the UK, but I mean here in the US, you're pretty free. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that you then, but they would argue that, but then at the moment you drill down, you actually go to like, what does that mean? Like socialist intifada. The reality is they can't explain because it's a chant.
One, you got to give them credit. One thing about the geriatrics is they know they're lying. Like this No Kings protest was so well, they kill each other every now and then. But there was no violence, and a lot of people, which is pretty good.
That's great.
That's good sign. That's great.
And look, people in a free country should be able to protest.
Oh, 100%. The problem is if you were organizing a protest and paying people to protest, that there's documentation that the metadata and cell phones are the same from protest to protest, and that they're traveling.
This is an emergency alert for the Mansfield industrial sector. A male figure has been reported entering the area, recognized as Michael Myers. Residents are advised to avoid the area.
Look, this is what they did.
Emergency alert for the Mansfield.
They filled up stadiums with people coming to see her, and the same people went to stadiums. It became a job. It became a job, and it gave the illusion. So that's deception. And that should not be legal.
This is an emergency alert for the Mansfield industrial sector. A male figure has been reported.
Openly manipulating people's perspective. You're paying. Those aren't audience members. Those are customers. You're paying them.
Yeah. And what is your take? What is it that they want when they say no kings? What do they want?
Donald Trump's going to give them
How so?
because, he ran on a platform and was elected and won every swing state and the popular vote, and then once he got in, he did exactly what he said he was going to do, which is
Exactly what a kid can say.
and then he led the protest, which is also what a kid does.
Right.
Yeah. Like, no, he didn't send the troops to stop the protests. In fact, he congratulated them on doing a great job, and he said, "I'm still your president."
Yeah, I saw that.
Tweet's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's very funny. It's a very fun. Like, pull up the tweet that he, I guess it's not a tweet, which I still say tweet. I tried.
It's a
X. I tried X for a while. I can't say it. I say Twitter.
It's still a tweet.
I might say X for a tweet.
That's right.
You know, and if it's Truth Social, it's gonna make its way to Twitter, and then it's a tweet.
Yeah.
It's like you can't retweet something. That doesn't even make any sense.
Level 100.
The thing that we have in this country, I don't know if you have it in this country as much, is just the way the policing is biased. The way that they will arrest Graham Linehan for 3 relatively innocuous tweets. One of them was a joke. And they will arrest him the moment he lands on British soil. 5 police officers. You get other people saying heinous things. Or you get, like I said, the example of Zara Sultana saying, you know, we're going to fight them in the streets. Nothing comes from that.
That's ridiculous.
Man is junkie.
He was at a protest. He was a member of a political party, I think.
Probably fine. It's posted everywhere.
There was a guy, I think his name was Ricky Jones. He said at a protest, we need to slit the throats of the far right. And he was found not guilty.
Oh, great. And Graham Linehan gets arrested. Right. What are they trying to do to England? It's always such a lovely place to visit.
This is what I was going to ask you. I wish more people in Britain recognize how fucking crazy this looks to the rest of the world.
Oh,
Like, you guys must be looking at us going,
Convert
what the fuck is
to
this?
We can't believe it. We literally can't believe it. When I tell people that don't know the 12,000 people this year were arrested in Britain for posting things on social media, their jaw drops. Like, what? I go, dude, they're going crazy over there. Like, you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention because this kind of shit is contagious. And if it gets into Germany and then it gets into Spain or it gets into other countries, like, it can become a real problem. And you have full-on military dictatorship in England. That's what it always leads to. It 100% leads to military dictatorship. If you're telling people they can't do things and you're trying to install socialism and then you get it in place, there's only one way to keep it in place. You got to use the fucking army. That's the only way. You got to get men with guns to tell people you can only make so much money. You have to give away this. We're going to take that. We're the only ones who grow food. We're the only ones who do this. We're going to assign you a job. Like, you fucked up. You fell into the age-old trap that's been exposed by history over and over and over again. And people are like, we're going to do it right this time. They got blue hair and a fucking mask on and a cat t-shirt, and they're morbidly obese, and they're just marching down the street, and we're going to let them run the country. Like England, which used to run like most of the fucking world. One island of savages ran most of the world, and now you're getting overrun with nonsense, and you're arresting people for saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't have rape gangs. You know, maybe we shouldn't tolerate lawlessness in the streets.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it got so ridiculous in the UK that the Supreme Court had to get involved to make a decision whether boys had pee-pees and girls have foo-foos.
Pee-pees and foo-foos, that's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, that's it. But the reason I'm using that language is just to highlight
How silly it is.
how completely ridiculous it is.
That's crazy. Well, how about when Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was being sworn in, when they were talking to her during the confirmation part, they asked her, what is a woman? She was like, I'm not a biologist. I'm like, you're an actual woman.
Right.
Like, I believe she has children, right? So she's a woman who's given birth. You know exactly what a woman is. Like, this is
They
not...
don't fucking know, though.
I know.
So-
That's what's crazy.
That's
It's like
what's
they're
crazy.
playing this game.
They're playing the game.
Yeah.
They're playing the game. But these aren't, like, inconsequential people.
No.
Supreme Court Justice
I know.
playing this game.
Playing the dumbest game that's ever been played. It's the dumbest. And it's weird, man. It's a weird game. You know, it's a weird game. Like, what is woman? Like, here's the real funny part. No one asks what is a man. And no one gives a fuck if you're a woman and you pretend to be a man. Because you're not going to victimize men. That's the dirty little thing that they're covering up about all this. Is you're opening up the door to people that now have a Willy Wonka golden ticket to pretend that they're a woman and be around women, and then dominate women's spaces, dominate women's sports, and dominate all kinds of things that women are involved in, just with their personalities, like the overbearing, fucking shitty male personalities, overbearing and taking over women's groups. It's fucking nuts. And if you're not them, then if you don't support that, then you're a turf. And they're like, we could shoot turfs, and then there's like punch a turf, and they think that because they're a woman, it's okay for this woman, this trans woman, to do violence on a biological woman, which is like bananas. Like now we're allowing men to beat up women because they say they're a woman. Oh, it's just two women fighting. No, that's not what that is at all. You just did something that's completely insane, and it's a giant chunk of the population that accept that. And if you say something about it, then you're transphobic, or you're hateful, or you're a part of the patriarchy, or whatever. Fill in the blank with whatever the problem is. But like, you're not addressing that you opened the door to one specific group that's always been the most horrible group in our society. It's creepy pervert men that want to fucking prey on women, and now you're letting them into the locker room. And you don't have a solution to that, so you just don't want me talking about it. That's the weird part. Because no one gives a fuck about trans men going in the bathroom. You want to go in the bathroom and pee next to me? Who cares? You want me to tell you, want me to call you Bob now? Bob, okay. I'm fine with it. Listen, you're not taking anything from men. You're not taking anything. You're not inserting yourself into that world and dominating it. You're just, you're LARPing.
Well, they don't want to admit that there's sometimes a conflict between the rights of different groups, right? They want to pretend that it's just about empathy. And you can have empathy, but you can't. You can't simultaneously have
So
empathy
it's
for
code
women,
13.
as you were describing, and also for people who want to be the opposite sex in a women's bathroom. Those two things are in direct conflict, and you're going to have to come out for one side or the other.
It would be one thing if that was never an issue, that there were never men that ever did anything negative to women. If there was no rape ever, it was never done. It was impossible. If no one ever did it, then you would go, well, this is just a non-issue. It's just a place where you wash your hands. But it's not a place where you wash your hands. It's a place where you go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
it's a place where you get changed. Prisons. People who are violent against women say they're a woman, they get to women's prisons where they rape women. That's been done. Yeah. Like, it made its way that far down the ladder, and like, the aliens are probably waiting to show us the gravity drive. They're like right about to, like, no, what they're doing. They're not ready yet. Their brains aren't cooked yet. We're still adolescents. Champions are made and legends are tested as UFC 321 brings Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane to the world. And DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC, puts all the action from Abu Dhabi in the palm of your hand. The heavyweight belt is on the line as Aspinall faces Gane, but the night doesn't stop there, and DraftKings Sportsbook delivers the unmatched intensity of UFC 321 right to your fingertips. From takedowns to tap outs to the thrill of live betting, every fight is loaded with opportunity. New customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid out $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code ROGAN. That's code ROGAN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
But, what's really fascinating is the cognitive dissonance that these people have. Because on the one hand, they would say that we live in a patriarchal rape culture where women are subjugated and oppressed and how awful it is for women. And then on the other hand, they're like, yeah, right, Derek, you now say you're a woman, right on this way.
But they get past that with trans women or women. They just say it, trans women or women, and that's it. And then it's like the discussion's over. It's like, okay, are you sure? Are you fucking sure? You know, like maybe some of them are.
Mm.
Like, you don't think there's any perverts left? They all got absorbed into the community and reformed? Like, what happened? What happened to the guy from Silence of the Lambs? You know? What happened to Ed Gein? You know this Ed Gein documentary on Netflix? You guys watching it?
No.
It's not a documentary, I should say. It's a docudrama with that heartthrob fella. What's that guy's name who plays Ed Gein? He's really good, man. It's really creepy. But a lot of it deals with autogynephilia, where Ed Gein used to wear his mom's clothes and he would jack off. And then he started, after his mom died, he tried to dig his mom up. He couldn't. Dug somebody else up, brought her back, skinned her, started wearing her clothes, wearing her skin, and then started killing women and wearing their skin. First, he started robbing graves and then cutting up them and turning their skin into furniture and all kinds of shit. But trans communities are complaining about this because the fact that he was a cross-dressing psychopath, it puts them in danger. It's a true story about a guy who was really into dressing up like women and wearing their skin. Like, that puts them in danger. Like, you know, Netflix did a bad thing by talking about a real event that actually happened. A real fucking crazy person who's one of the worst serial killers in the history of this country.
It's you have the one thing I will say about the UK in the UK's defence is that I think we've turned the corner with this.
Well, you
stuff.
stopped the gender surgeries before anybody.
Yes,
and the puberty blockers.
And the puberty blockers.
I meant gender surgeries.
Yeah.
Surgeries for young kids.
Yeah, and that was as a result of the Cass report. Now, the Cass report.
They give you like the first 2 digits and then you go figure out, I suppose.
Move to production. The whole company's waiting. Trust the process. What process?
So it could be
your AI solution to
103.
scale up your terms. You need Red Hat.
So it's
Keep your
3
options open.
Eight, 3, 4, 1.
It's that time of year again, when you get to your car in the morning and your windows are all sealed up, that's where these come in. You stick these on the dashboard, soak up all the moisture, and then when it's fully soaked up, you can put these back in the microwave, reuse them over and over again. Last year, these went so virus, I tried to get hold of them, but I couldn't, they were always sold out. So this year, I've got prepared, I've got them early. I'm actually on a flash sale at the minute, it's super cheap, they don't have to grab some. I thought if we I'll leave you a link in the bottom of the video, and I'll be able to get them while they're on sale.
Oh, this is where it came. That's what I think. Basement.
Alright, I've reached the quiet. A bit too quiet.
Stay focused. You need to get inside and confirm if he's here. Look for anything out of the ordinary. Signs, tools left behind, security logs, anything.
Copy. I'll check the surroundings and find a way in. Control, I'm inside the building.
Copy that. Move carefully. Search for any signs he's been here. We need confirmation fast.
Understood. Starting.
And the puberty.
Puberty reports. Yeah. Yes, and there was his results. Now, the CAS report was conducted by a lady called Dr. Erin Katz, who's one of the most prominent pediatricians in the UK, an independent central government at the time. But when she published that report, she was said there is no evidence, zero evidence that puberty will actually help alleviate distress in children who say that they are gender dysphoric. So, and to be fair to the Labour government at the time, the Labour government now, they actually banned puberty blockers and whatever else. But you've just got, why do we have to go through the process? Why did, oh look, we're getting there, but this is something that we all know to be true from a small number of demented people.
You know what puberty blocker is?
No.
The same drugs they used to give sex offenders to keep them castrated.
Really?
Yeah, same drug.
Wow.
Yeah. And they just repurposed them. They changed them.
What was the point of that?
They got a thing. Yeah, that's why. And then it's really wild.
Ta-da!
Michael Jackson.
And that doesn't make sense. Michael Jackson.
Control, can you hear me? Ah, damn it.
Down in the basement section now. Totally flooded. Water's almost up to my knees, power's shot, barely any light at all. I heard noises coming from down here earlier, so I had to check it out. But it doesn't sound like pipes or machinery. I'll take a quick look around and report back.